Hey guys, so in part 9 of the Laravel for e-commerce series, I'll be setting up the create product and create category forms in the admin panel. So if we check over here, if you go to products create, we can create new products over here. So if this is something you'd like to learn how to do, then watch this video. Okay, so first let's create the product form for our admin. So what we need to do is create the initial view here. So we're gonna go into admin here and create the product form. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new file here. Let's call it product.create. So actually let's just put it here in the products folder just so it's more organized. Okay, so over here, new file, and then let's name it create.php. Okay, awesome. So now what we can do is pretty much take the template that we created here. Let's say in the index, and then we'll paste that over here. Okay, so we can get rid of the for loop here because we're just going to create a form. Okay, so accept that, and then we'll just name this product form, create product. Okay, and then over here, what we're going to do is form action is equal to route. So it'll be the admin.products.store function. Okay, and then make sure to add the method as well. So it'll be a post method. Okay, and then open this up and then add an RCS-RF token. Okay, so before we develop the form further, let's just look at our product model. Okay, so open this up and then we just need to make all the fields fillable here just so the form will work. Okay, so just over here, we can just do protected fillable. Okay, and then open this up, and then the fields that require will be name, description, price, category ID, and image URL. Okay, and then save this. And remember to close off the brackets here. Okay, so this is good. So now we can continue with the form. Okay, so I'm gonna open up another div, give it a class of margin bottom 4. Okay, first will be the label, be for the name, and give it a class of block, text gray 700, product name. Okay, underneath that we'll put in the input for the name. So type is text, name equal to name. Give it an ID as well as equal to name. And the class is equal to full width, border, rounded, padding of 2. Okay, so this looks good. So now we can just copy this and reuse it for the other inputs. So this one would be the price. Make sure it's a number here. Number, and then for the name is the price, ID is price. Forgot to add the description over here. So this is for description. Okay, and this one here, we'll make it a text area. Can remove the type here, and then the name will be description. ID is description. Okay, and then copy this again here. So just make sure your writing is correct. So for description, and then underneath here, this will be for the categories. So label is for the category ID. And then in this sense, we'll just need to loop through all of our categories. Okay, so it'll be a select. Name is category ID. The ID is category ID as well. Okay, and then the class is full width, border, rounded P2. And then open up the select, and then we're going to do a for loop to query all of our categories. For each categories as category, and give it the option value, so it will be category ID. It's the value, and then this option here will be category name. Okay, so I think this is good, and just end the for each underneath here. Okay, and lastly, let's do the image input. So we can just copy this one here, add it underneath there, and then label for image URL. Changes here, image URL. So the input will be a text input. Name is image URL. And then the ID is image URL. Okay, so this is good. And then lastly, let's just add the submit button. So button, type of submit. And then class is equal to bgblue 500. Okay, and then just write the text create product. Okay, so the view here is good. So now we can work on the controller. So up here in the product controller, we're looking at the store method over here. Okay, so first what we need to do is just import the categories here as well, as we'll need that data. So app model category. Okay, and then first we'll work on the create. So this will return our create product form. Again, first we get all the categories as we need this data. So categories is equal to category all. And then return view products.create. Okay. And then compact data categories. Okay, next let's create the store method. Okay, so first we'll need to validate all of the data. So request validate. Okay, name required. Make sure it's a string. Max characters 255. Okay, description. Same thing. And price. Category ID. Okay, required exists categories ID, and then image URL. Nullable string. Okay, and then close this off. So I think this is good. And then after, let's create the product. This will store the data in the database. So product create, open this up, name, requests, name, description, request, description, price, requests, price, category ID, requests, category ID. Okay, just double check your spelling again. And then image URL, requests image URL. Okay, close that off, and I think this is good. And then finally, after that, you just want to redirect the user. So return, redirect. So bring them back to the product form page. So admin, so routes products. So admin.products.create. Okay, and I think this should be good. We just double check and save. Okay, so now let's go back to our application here. Okay, so let me just log in. Okay, and then up here, we can just go into admin and then products create. Okay, so undefined constant category. So which one is that over here? Okay, so let me just double check the controller here. Back here in VS Code, just double check the form that we created here. Okay, so the error is just over here. Okay, and save that and try again. Okay, so I refresh. We just forgot to close out the text area, so let me just go back and do that. Okay, so this is good. Go back. But at least it's showing the page here, so let's refresh. And awesome. So now all our fields here are showing. So let's create a product. So let's say product 3. Test product 3. Price. Oops. Test product 3. Price 10. Category. So it's pulling all our categories here. So we have category 1, category 2. Okay, an image URL, and then I'll just take the same image we had in the other shirt. So let's just check the URL here. Okay, so just under here, the public images and t-shirt. Okay, so I just copied the URL from this image here. Okay, and then back in the application here, I'll just paste it in. Okay, and then create product. Okay, so just double checked over here. Okay, I think it's again with the description. So let me just check the database here. So table plus into products. Okay, so we have name, price. Okay, so we have just name, description, price, stock, and image URL. Okay. So again, I think the issue over here is the category ID is not being connected correctly. So we can just remove that for now. And then as well as we forgot to add the stock, so we can add the stock. Okay, so let me just go and re-edit our code. Okay, so back here in VS Code, first we need to just update the fillable tag that we have here. So we don't have the category ID column yet, so we'll erase that for now and just replace it with stock. Okay, and then image URL. Okay, so we replace the category ID with stock. Okay, so that should be good. And then in the controller, so just replace this with stock and then required and numeric. Okay, and then in our create, let's just remove this one first. Okay, and then we can create the stock field under here. So for stock, type number and just replace this with stock. Okay, and then lastly, just over here, just double check the controller again. So it's stock requests stock. Okay, and save this. Okay, and then go back to our application, refresh, resubmit the form. Okay, so I think that went through. So let's just check our database. Okay, and then refresh. Okay, so let me just make another product here. It didn't go through. Okay, so test three, say 3, and then paste in the image again. Okay, and create product. Okay, so again over here, just another error. Okay, so yeah, so just forgot a semicolon, a comma. So just back in our model here. Yeah, so they gave me that error as well. Okay, and save this, and then let's try again. Refresh. Okay, and then just double check the products here. Okay, great, so the product showed up here. So now let's check the home page on the website. Okay, so the image is broken here, so I'll just fix that after. So view product. Okay, so again, yeah, just the image is not working. So let me just double check here. So yeah, so it's just the URL isn't correct. So just make it that's images.tshirt.jpg. Okay, and execute that. And then let's check the website. So you just had to remove the public folder. Okay, and awesome. So now it's showing up here. And if we click the product, it's showing up here. Okay, awesome. So now we have our admin product form working. So lastly, I'll just do the category form as well, as that one shouldn't be too difficult, as it's just text and it'll just be like a copy of the product form. Okay, so back here in VS Code. Okay, let's just start off with the model again. So let's check out what we have here. Okay, so again, ID, name. Okay, so here is the error for the spelling description, and then the image URL. Okay, so we can just copy what we did over here. Okay, so here in the category model, we can just copy what we did in the product model. Okay, and just update a few of the values. So just double checking. Just make sure double check your spelling. So in my case, description is misspelled. So I'll just temporarily set that up over here. We don't have a price and we don't have stock. So it's just these three values. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so next let's work on the view. Okay, so just over here in the resources, views, and categories, just do a create view. So create blade.php, and then we can just copy the one we did here for products and just make and just make modifications. So create category. Okay, and then just the route, make sure it's categories, and then category name. Over here, just remember the spelling is incorrect, so it's description. Okay, I'll just copy that and add it over here. But in the label, it's fine to use the correct spelling. Okay, no price and no stock. Okay, and then create category. Okay, so I think this is good. So lastly, let's do the controller. Okay, so open up our category controller. And then for the create, we can just copy what we did here. So in this case, we don't need the categories in the create. So we'll just return view product create. And then in our case, for the categories, it's just return view categories that create. And then for the store, we can just copy what we did here. And just edit a few of the values. So again, the value for the description. Just remember the spelling is incorrect. In my case, I don't know, but if you're following along, you corrected that. Okay, we don't have a price in stock, so just like this. And then make sure it's category. Okay, so the model has been imported up here. Just don't forget your semicolons, your commas. Okay, and then save this, and then I think this is good. So let's go back to our application. And then back in the admin route. Okay, and then in the admin, I'm gonna do categories.create. Okay, so we have our form here. So let's say category 3, description, category 3. And then let's check what images we have. So we'll just reuse an image. Okay, so dash image, just dash categories, that JPEG is the image. Okay, and create category. Oh yeah, so we forgot to return redirect. So let me just fix that. Okay, over here. So after you want to redirect them back to the form. So make sure it's categories, create form. Okay, and save that, and let's try again. Okay, but if we check over here in our database, the categories has been created. So let's just make another one for testing, just to finish off. Okay, so this will be category 4, same image, and create. Awesome, so after submitting it, just led us back to the page, and then let's check our database. Awesome, so there is our category 4. Okay, and then just to finish off, let me just clean up the routes here, as right now, even if you're not logged in, you'll be able to access the create form. Okay, so what you want to do in your web.blade.php file, so just these two routes here that are outside the admin middleware, what you can do is just do only, and then the index route and the show route. And then here as well, so just have access only to the index and show route. Okay, and save that, and let's check the website. Okay, so over here in the application, if we refresh, and then we go into the routes product create. So now it's showing a 404 not found. And then the same thing if you do category create, and then let me just check the products. So the view routes, they're still working, and we can view all the products. And then let me just log in just to make sure. Okay, so I'm an admin user here. Okay, and then I go into the admin dashboard over here, and then I go to products and then create. So I'm still able to create new categories and products. It's awesome. This is now working. So this concludes part 9, the Laravel for e-commerce series. In part 10, I'll work on the views for the orders and users, so you'll be able to see the latest orders and users. So please like and subscribe to stay up to date with the series. And if you're looking for help with your Laravel project, then you can check out my website, Maplet Media, to get in contact with me. Thanks for watching.